Have you thought about how your clients are going to pay you? Now that you have a bookkeeping business and you've been telling your friends and your family and your colleagues, your network, all about it, have you given any thought as to how you're going to make sure that your clients pay you in a timely manner, to pay you regularly, and that everybody knows exactly when you're supposed to get paid and how much? If not, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video, because I want to make sure that you get paid. Now, there are several different ways that you can have your clients pay you. Today, we're going to cover 3 or 4. I say 4 because one of them has 2 options, and I'll get into that in just a few moments. There's always a pro and a con to whatever it is that you're looking at. And so today I want to give you some food for thought, things to consider when you're thinking about what guidelines or boundaries to set, what it is that you want to convey to your clients, and what's going to work best for you. Because after all, I want you to build a profitable bookkeeping business. And part of that starts with the way that you invoice or set up your payment terms and all of these different things that we're going to talk about today. Okay? Hey, if we haven't met before, hello, I'm Veronica Sagastumi. I am an accounting and bookkeeping business owner. I have a firm. I've had my own business for over 11 years, and I know a thing or two about boundaries, clients, communication, and a lot of other things. And so I created this channel to share those tips, best practices, strategies, and to help you to navigate those waters in the early stages of when you're starting your bookkeeping business or when you're about ready to level up. So the Profitable Bookkeeping Business channel is all about you. And so this YouTube channel is dedicated to helping you to start, run, and scale a profitable bookkeeping business. Back to today's topic, it's all about how will your clients pay you? It starts with how you want to get paid, when you want to get paid, how you want to get paid. I'm going to cover 4 different ways that your clients can pay you. You can always give them an option. There is more than one way for your client to pay for your bookkeeping services. Today, I'm going to go over 4 of those ways, but I will caution you, don't give them all 4 options to choose from. Typically, I like to just give 2, either A or B, but it should work for you. And I'm going to caution you as to the one that I would pick that's the least attractive, the one that can get you into trouble. And I have a story about that too, because even as seasoned as I am and as strict as I am with my guidelines, my boundaries, my contracts, I still got into trouble. So let's go over those options now. The very first one that I want to cover with you, this payment method is a little outside of the comfort zone, meaning your client is not going to always feel comfortable with that, and you are not going to feel comfortable doing it. But I'm going to tell you, it's one of the best ways for you to get paid immediately without any problems and for you to get paid first. How is that? It's an ACH form. Yeah, an ACH form. This is a bank form that you can have your client authorize, where you give that form to your client. The client provides all of their banking information and gives you authorization for you to pull the fee, your bookkeeping fee, out of the bank directly. Now, there is a form. Most banks have it. It is authorized. Some clients will actually tell you, no, it can't be done, but it can. But it is one of the more untraditional ones because it's not often used, but it is one that I have used in my own business for many years now. My clients happen to be corporations. We are the accounting department for a lot of startup companies, and those startup companies don't have full-time team. My firm, Fortified Accounting, becomes their go-to accounting department. And so we want to make sure that we get paid. And one of the things that we have in our contract is that we fill out this form. We have no payment terms. Our invoice is due upon receipt, but usually we'll include our invoice or the payment of our invoice in that first check run of the month. Most of our clients have 2 check runs a month, and so we'll just say we can do that. We initiate the payment pull from the client's bank account. Again, my favorite one. We always get paid, we get timely, we are in the cash, looking at the cash anyway. We can't pull more than is authorized. The client still has to authorize the payment, but it ensures that you get paid. What's the pro? Immediate cash in your business account, no payment terms, no agent receivables, and you have, it's like you get motivated to do a great job because you're not worrying about having to collect or worried about when that client's going to pay their bill. The con is it's not usually something that a small business is comfortable with. And so you may have to highlight what the benefits are in terms of automation, paying for your services and things like that. I just love it because you as a business get paid right away. The second method that I'm going to go through is invoicing. Yeah. Let's say you have your books through QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Desktop or even FreshBooks. You can send an invoice through your accounting system directly to your client, and you give them the option of how you want to get paid in there. You can actually give them, this is why I said I have 4 options for you, because in that invoice, they can pay you through a credit card. Now, a lot of clients like to use their credit cards to pay for things because they rack up the points. That could be a highlight and a benefit that you can share with your client as to why they may want to pay for their invoice for your services with a credit card. For you, great. You get the money right away. And I'm going to say the pro in a moment. And you don't have to have agent receivables. It's automated. You send the invoice, the client pays, you download the fees. You download the bank feed, easy peasy. Great, right? Because we want to make sure that you get paid timely and that the cash is in the bank. The con to that, the client may not want to use a credit card to pay for your services. And you, as a business owner, don't always like to have that credit card fee taken out of your fee. Look, you're in business. Sometimes you're going to incur an expense to run your business. A credit card charge, a credit card fee is a cost of goods. It is a cost of service. It is a cost of doing business. For me, I always think of it like I am paying this very small amount in order to have the cash in my business bank account immediately. So I think it depends on how badly you want to get paid, how timely you want to get paid, and how you want to not be thinking about when are they going to pay their bill. So the second option is invoicing and allowing your client to pay you with a credit card. What I call 2B, so this is the second option is invoicing. We went through a credit card. Now it's invoicing paid with direct banking information, another form of ACH. So this is where you allow your client to populate the payment information, giving you their bank account, their routing number, or their checking account number. And that money gets pulled out of the client's banking account, whether it's checking, savings, whatever they're using, and it goes directly into your account. Most banks don't charge a fee for that. So a lot of business owners love that option as well. So you're emailing an invoice from your accounting system directly to the client, and you're giving them the option. That option doesn't cost the client anything, and it doesn't cost you anything. It is a net zero impact. You get your money timely, and again, you may want some payment terms, but if you offer a client payment terms, don't offer more than 10 days. Because even with 10 days, some of your clients will be late in paying that invoice, and you don't want to be floating money, meaning you don't want to give that money to your clients in order for them to run their business while you're waiting to get paid for a service that's already passed. All right. So stay until the end because I'm going to give you a bonus one. I just thought of it as I was talking to you now, but I had 4 prepared, but I think I have a bonus one. Let's just do a quick recap before we go into the third option, which is really number 4. The first one is ACH form, where you get to have an authorization form from your customer to pull the money directly. We usually do that on day 1, unless the client has asked us to wait until the 3rd day for some reason. Rarely happens. Second option is invoicing, but we're going to call this 2A, would be giving the credit card option payment method, and 2B being invoicing with an banking ACH, sort of paying directly from their bank into your bank. We're moving on to number 3. Number 3 is a plain old invoice and waiting for a payment method of a paper check. Don't do it. But it is an option, and some clients feel comfortable. And most of the time, part of your bookkeeping services will be to maybe pay bills and you will be paying your own bill, but you should have the business owner authorize it. Okay. This one is the one that I have to caution you with. The client could delay payment, especially if they're in a bit of a cash crunch. They could say, oh, I'll pay you next week, or I'll pay you next month. And before you know it, you've sent an invoice for, let's say today it's May, and you are invoicing for April services, and it's the end of May, and they're telling you that they'll pay you next month. Now you've got an invoice that's going to be 30, 45, 60 days late for a service you've already provided. My least favorite. Most of those new bookkeepers, most of you guys will be tempted to offer net 30 terms. That means that they'll get the customer gets the invoice, let's say on May 1st for April services. They have until May 31st to pay that invoice. And then most of them, if they're not good on paying or authorizing the payment, that could go into June. And just like that, you've got an aging invoice. You've already provided the service. You're incurring expenses. And that is one way where you're going to lose profits, because you want that money in your bank account, especially if you've already provided the service, you have a contract, and you've agreed upon payment terms. So if you're going to send an invoice and wait for a paper check, send net 10 payment terms and require that you get paid within that time frame. The moment that it's late, send a reminder, because even if you're the bookkeeper managing that payment, you got to set the tone that you are not going to be working for free, and you're not going to tolerate having late payments. The moment you start doing that, they start taking like a little bit more leeway. And before you know it, you're floating the money and you're providing services, and they're not paying you in a timely manner. I am so experienced. I know this. I know it. I know it. I know it. And yet I allowed this from the goodness of my heart. I had a client, a corporate client. They are in the, paying our firm a nice invoice. We are their accounting department. We provide a lot of services within my firm for this company. Well, we send the invoice. They were in trouble. They asked if we could hold off on pulling the funds, and if we could accept a little bit of a delayed payment. I agreed because they were a long-standing client. They froze the accounts, and we did not get paid because I allowed, out of the goodness of my heart and feeling like they were a really good client for a really long time. And we saw that there was issues going on, but still, we're their accounting department. We do their bookkeeping, their accounting, their finance, and they still did it to us. And that's a cautionary tale. I don't often like to share those kinds of stories because it scares people, but you better believe that I will never do that again. And I'm going to caution you against this. If you are going to send an invoice with very clear expectations, 10-day payment terms, and the moment that they're late, you send a reminder. When can I expect payment? This is past due. I know things happen. You can always send a nice note. I just send one myself. Hey, things happen. We get busy. This might be an oversight. Just a friendly reminder. Your invoice for such and such month is past due. Please let us know when you will be remitting payment, or if you have any questions. Done, right? So if you feel like you want to send an invoice and you want to wait for the paper check, there's still ways that you can, maneuver that and stop working. Say, if they're not going to pay you, then you say, I will resume work once I receive payment for the last month's worth of services. I know it's uncomfortable, but you have a business to run and you're a business owner, and this is part of doing business. You are not going to be working for free when you have a business to run. Okay? Bonus payment term. It's not so much of a payment term as it is what we call like a retainer fee. So we have a few clients that are on retainer. Every single month we perform a service, which I could see you guys doing that for yourself too. If you're a new bookkeeper offering a new service, you're probably going to offer maybe like a bundle. I hope it's value-based. And so what that means is like, hey, I'm going to perform these tasks for this set amount of money. So we have a few of those clients, and what we do is we have them prepay for the month. So this is not so much a payment method as it is more of the way that you're going to be invoicing or billing your new customer. Hey, you're going to be doing bookkeeping for your client, and your client knows you're going to be doing a certain amount of services every single month for a specific amount of money. So it's the same fee, same service, month after month. So you could do what we call retainer billing, and you can do like a prepaid or paying in real time. Let me explain. So let's say it's May 1st. On May 1st, I would use the payment method of that authorization ACH form where I, as the business, will go into my customers, my clients' checking account, pull the money out of their account and into our business checking account for the month of May services. So on May 1st, before we have delivered the service, we're going to go and pull the money to get paid for the retainer for that current month. This is one of my favorite ways to do it. Sometimes it's uncomfortable when you're first starting out because you haven't built that trust with your clients, or you don't have a long-standing reputation that people can speak to or give you referrals on. That's okay. You can do it later, but it's an option. And we do this with most of our clients. On the first of the month, we send an invoice to let them know what the fee is and what the services were charged for approval. And once they approve that invoice, we go and pull the money. Done. And now we can just feel like, for me as a business owner, because I also have a team, I feel like I have the money up front to then pay my team for the month of whatever, May, June, whatever it is that the current month is, for their services. This is one of the best ways. And yeah, it requires a conversation. It requires that you have it in your service agreement, and it requires you to feel confident that you can deliver the service in a timely manner to surprise and delight your customers month after month after month. It is a non-issue. It is more acceptable than you think. And it's just a matter of you feeling confident to have that conversation and make that request and requirement. How does that sound? These are the types of small decisions that will impact the profitability of your business. Having cash in the bank for services that you have rendered in a timely manner gives you, as a business owner, you, the bookkeeper, the bookkeeping business owner, it gives you peace of mind. It gives you confidence. You can run your business efficiently and with profit. And that's what I want for you. Every single one of the videos that I create, it is with the focus and the goal of making sure that you can start, run, and scale a profitable bookkeeping business. As usual, we covered a lot today. So the main thing is, I want to make sure that you get paid for the services that you are providing your customer. I want to make sure that you are confident and clear on how you're going to ask your customers for payment. What will you include in your service agreement? So we went over, number one, that ACH authorization form to do a direct pull from the customer or your client's bank account. I say customer or client, whatever you want. Second, invoice with credit card option or invoice with direct banking payment information. Number three, it is the old-fashioned invoice and waiting for a paper check, but with terms and boundaries. And of course, the bonus one being to do a retainer type of billing where you are billing in real time ahead of providing the service, and in combination with the number one payment method of ACH Pull. Or you could combine it with another one that you want. If you have found this video valuable, please consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up, and ring that bell so that you're notified of all the future videos that I publish, because I do publish one every single week. You can count on it every single Wednesday. So I'm Veronica, and that's all I got for you today. I hope to see you next time, same same place. Bye for now.